Hi, welcome to lesson 8, right? So today we're gonna go to 7.7, chapter 7.7, Perpendicular Bisector. Okay, before that, let's discuss our previous homework first. Let's go! Okay, so this is Clement from Year 9 Science 1's working. So let's check his work together. Alright, okay, number 8 is your homework, also your homework, but I want you to double check again your answer. Please tick on your answer as well. Question number 8, your K is -3 and 15. Okay, and your number 9A, answer is 2 units. Please double check again. I want you to tick on the coordinate, okay, which is this one, 14/4, comma 13/5. Please look at that. Find that coordinate to make sure that your distance is really correct because of your coordinate, right? Okay, part B, the answer is 3√2, okay, or the answer in 3 significant figure is 4.24. Okay, I know the answer at the back is in search form, but I would prefer you to write in 3 significant figure, okay, because I don't want you to have a habit of writing in search form unless if the question asks you to write down your answer in exact form. Okay, why? Because in DMaths, you are not allowed to leave your answer in search. Okay, in DMaths, you must find your answer, okay, with your calculator and get your answer in 3 significant figure. However, for A-Maths, of course, in search form, you are allowed, okay? But as I say, I don't want you to have a habit of writing down in search form unless the question say exact form. Okay, so I would prefer you to write down 4.24 units. Okay, alright, part C, this is the answer. Oh yeah, before that, this one, the coordinate is -10. Please tick on that. Part C, please double check again. Your answer for your coordinate is -12/5, comma 1/5. Okay, and also your distance is this one, or 7.16 units. Okay, please double check again. And part D, I explained to you already in the previous lesson. Please tick also the answer. And as for question 10 here, okay, a bit messy here, but then it's okay because that's your effort, right? Right, your number 10, okay, look at your question number 10. The answer here is this one, or in decimal place is 4.92 units. Okay, please double check your equation. Okay, to find this coordinate, you need the equation of this and this, these two equations. Please make sure that it's correct. Alright. Okay, now question 11. 11A, the answer is A equals to 2, not -2. If your answer is -2, it's wrong. Please change the answer, because you look at this. -2 equals to negative A equals to -2, so A is 2 lah, okay? And your 11B, the answer is this, or 5.37 units. And this is the coordinate. Okay, this is the coordinate to find the distance. Alright, okay, please listen to the explanation again in my previous lesson. Okay, if you still cannot get it, some of you rewind many times only you can get it, right? Yeah. Okay, so 12A, A equals to 2 and B equals to -half. Please take that, and then B is this answer. Alright, so let's go to chapter 7.7. Okay, so what is perpendicular bisector, right? Okay, let's look at this. So you look at this, there are 4 coordinates here, P, Q, A, and B, right? Okay, you are given points, not coordinate, A, B, P, and Q, okay? So PQ form a line, okay? PQ form a line here, okay? And AB is also forming a line here, okay? And this AB, when this PQ potong the line, okay, it cuts the line of AB, and if this distance and this distance are the same, okay, or we call it equidistant, okay, we can say that this PQ is a perpendicular bisector. Okay, this PQ is a perpendicular bisector because this PQ divide this AB into half. Okay, and of course the point of intersection here is the midpoint of the AB because it's in the middle. Okay, this line potong AB into half. Okay, this PQ potong this AB into half. Okay, that is what perpendicular bisector means. All right, so and then I want you to look at AB. Okay, this AB, right? We cannot say AB potong this PQ into half. Okay, we cannot say this AB, this line AB potong this PQ into half because you see this length and this length is not the same. If it's not the same means it doesn't even cut into half, but it is only perpendicular. I can only say that it form a perpendicular only without bisector. Okay, bisector means cut into half. It's half. Okay, that's why here my second sentence here written AB is not perpendicular bisector of PQ. Okay, because AB did not divide PQ into half. Alright, okay, I want you to look at this. You look at this AB. If I want to divide this AB into half and it's perpendicular, okay, must be perpendicular. So you look at this line. This line is bisector. Okay, but to form a perpendicular bisector, it must be a 90 degree and divide this AB into half. Okay, you see the perpendicular bisector. Like this is only bisector. Like this is only bisector. But when it comes to perpendicular bisector, it must be like this. Okay, okay. Let's check if like this. Okay, perpendicular bisector will be 90 degree like this. Okay, so this CD is a perpendicular bisector. Okay, it cuts this AB into half. Okay, it cuts this AB into half. Right? So I hope you understand what is perpendicular bisector by now. Okay, because now what we're gonna learn is to find equation of the perpendicular bisector. Okay, let's look at this. Alright, so let's say we have a coordinate of P and a coordinate of Q. Okay, so if we want to find the perpendicular bisector, we want to find a line that potong this PQ into half, okay, and must be perpendicular, right? Okay, so first of all, you need to find midpoint. Okay, so the midpoint is the middle between these two coordinate P and Q, 2 points P and Q. So to find midpoint, we use x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2, okay? After we find midpoint, okay, we know that the line that potong this line, this PQ, it must be passing through this midpoint, okay? So to find the equation, we need y equals mx plus c, we need the gradient. So the gradient, what we're gonna do is we find the gradient of PQ first, okay, using the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, after we find the gradient, what we do is we negative reciprocal. Okay, we negative reciprocal this line of PQ. And then only we find y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so this blue line here is the perpendicular bisector. Okay, remember this perpendicular bisector passing through the midpoint. Alright, okay. So I guess you probably now only understand a little bit. Let's go to the notes first. Right, so this is the part that you need to copy down. Okay, the perpendicular bisector and also this part, which is the important one, to find equation of perpendicular bisector of a segment. Okay, so this sign is a perpendicular sign, perpendicular sign. Okay. So you know what is perpendicular bisector already, okay? The perpendicular bisector is the line that potong the line, another line into half, okay? So to find the equation, these 4 steps, please jot it down, please write it down, okay? We're gonna use these 4 steps to find for our next questions, okay? So your first step, you must find midpoint, okay? Like I showed you just now, probably just now you don't have any idea how to do, but I just want you to look at the diagram just now just to understand what is perpendicular bisector. For now, I want you to focus on how to find the equation. Okay, first step, you find midpoint. you must find midpoint of a segment, okay, segment or a line lah. Let's say the segment is AB, okay, AB, A to B. So midpoint, you find the midpoint of AB lah, okay, you find midpoint of AB. Step 2, what you find is you find the gradient of the AB, okay, the midpoint, you find the midpoint of AB. Step 2, you find the gradient of AB. Okay, MP is midpoint. M basically it means gradient. So step 3, what you're gonna do is to find the perpendicular gradient. Okay, the M1, M2 equals to -1, that one. So I find the perpendicular gradient. Okay, this sign is perpendicular gradient, right? Or negative reciprocal in short. Right? And then step 4, you're gonna find y equals to mx plus c. Always, if you find equation of a line, it's always y equals to mx plus c. But you need to use your step 1 punya midpoint and also your step 3 punya gradient. Then only you can find y equals to mx plus c. Okay? By the way, your step 1 and your step 2, if you want to find gradient first, then only midpoint also okay. Okay? As long as you have the gradient, okay, as long as you have the gradient of perpendicular and also you have the midpoint. Okay? Step 1 and step 2, terbalik also never mind. Okay? But in the end, you need your step 4 because your y equals to mx plus c. Okay? So let's go to the question. I go to the question straight away without the example. I assume this is your example already. I show you this. Okay, so this is exercise 7.7, page 165. Okay, you must copy the question. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E here. I'm gonna explain to you part E. Okay, part F no need lah. Part F we don't need to do. But A, B, C, D, you're gonna do it by your own. Right? I'm gonna show you how to do E. And A, B, C, D, you confirm know how to do already if I teach you E. Okay? So, okay, let's look at question first. Given the coordinates A and B, okay, you are given two coordinates. Okay, I'm gonna use E, yeah? So you have A and B here. So if I were to plot a graph, okay, just a draft, no need to be very, very accurate because I just want you to know the idea of perpendicular bisector. So this is a line of AB, perpendicular line, okay, you want to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Okay, the difference between perpendicular with perpendicular bisector, please listen here. What's the difference between these two? Okay, if perpendicular, okay, like this also called perpendicular, 90 degree. Like this is perpendicular. Okay, but perpendicular bisector must potong into half. Okay, potong, you see my Malay word also come out already. Potong, cek ipan, this one must cut into half. So this is 90 degree and cut into half. Okay, you see this sign? This sign means it's an equidistant. Okay, it's equidistant means it's equal distance. Okay, it's equal distance from A to the midpoint and B to the midpoint. Okay, and also by the way, an extra information here, A to here and B to here, they are the same distance. Okay, any of the point on the perpendicular line, let's say here, it will be the same distance, okay, from A and from B. Any of the line from the perpendicular bisector. Okay, so you must understand what is perpendicular and perpendicular bisector means. Perpendicular can be any on the line, but bisector is confirm cut into half one. Okay, so okay, I already write down the coordinate of A and B. So now what we're gonna do is to find this. This is the perpendicular bisector lah. Perpendicular bisector. So first step, remember what is my first step just now? My first step is to find midpoint. Okay, the midpoint is we are actually finding this one. Okay, so this midpoint I put as M, P, and then A, B. Okay, so to find midpoint of AB, I'm doing E. Okay, so midpoint of AB, we use x1 plus x2 over 2 bracket y1 plus y2. Okay, plus y2 is minus 6 over 2. So I get a half and then negative 1. So my first step is midpoint. Okay, I follow this one. Step 1. Okay, so for this time, I will write step 1, 2, 3, 4. But after that, you don't need to write the word step 1, step 2, step 3 also okay. I just want to lead you on how to find the perpendicular bisector. Okay, so my step 1 is here. After I find midpoint, my step 2 is to find gradient. Okay, so I will find my gradient of AB first. Okay, this is the gradient that I'm finding, gradient of AB. So gradient of AB is y2 minus y1 over minus negative 6 become plus, and then negative 2 minus 3. Okay, so this one become negative 2. So my gradient AB is negative 2. Okay, this is my negative 2. So what is my gradient of my perpendicular leh? Now this symbol M like that is the step 3. So my step 3 is my gradient of my perpendicular, is my negative reciprocal. So flip it and change sign. So 1 over 2. Okay, or you can use the M1 times M2 equals to negative 1 also can. Okay, so after step 3, what you need is the important one, which is your gradient. Not this gradient AB, gradient of this. Okay, why? Because we are not using gradient negative 2, because gradient of negative 2 is the line of AB. Why do we need the gradient of AB if we are not finding the equation of AB, right? We are finding the equation of this. But then the gradient is not negative 2. It's not. Okay, so we don't use negative 2. Okay, we use half, because the equation of the line, the perpendicular line, we need the gradient, which is the 1 over 2. Okay, so we use step 3 and this step 1 punya midpoint to find our step 4, which is the perpendicular bisector equation. Okay, so step 4, you can use the y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1 also can, or you can use the y equals to mx plus c. So gradient is half. Okay, I change this to half, and then I sub in my midpoint. Must sub in midpoint, cannot sub in AB, because the line is not even passing through AB. You see the line, the pink line, where got pass through A, where got pass through B. Don't sub in A or B. Okay, students like to sub in any number, any points that they want. Okay, must remember that. Don't do that. So I sub in the midpoint. So minus 1 over 4 equals C. So my C is negative 5 over 4. Therefore, my equation is y equals to half x minus 5 over 4. Okay, tada, done. My answer, highlight answer. Okay, so far, I hope you understand this. Just follow the step to find perpendicular bisector. If you do a lot already, you don't need to write down step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. It must be already in your mind. Okay, A, B, C, D, you do it by your own. A, B, C, D. Okay, following the same step. Alright. Okay, so question number 2. Okay, I'm gonna guide you how to do question number 2, but I'm not gonna give you the answer for question number 2. Okay, because I want to teach you even harder questions. So question 2 here, they're asking you to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB given the point A. Okay, A is 5, 4. Okay, B. Okay, let's say your B is here, 3, negative 2. And your A is here, 5, 4. Okay, so this is your line of AB, and perpendicular bisector is the line that potong into half. Okay, potong into half, now like that. So this is the equation that they ask you to find. The equation of the perpendicular bisector means this is the equation that they want you to find. So you're gonna find y equals to mx plus c. Okay, we are finding that line. Okay, so to find that line, I believe for now you already know how to do, because I assume you already do your number 1 ABCD. Okay, to find the you just follow the steps, okay, the 4 steps to find the perpendicular bisector equation. And then hence or otherwise find the coordinates of the point on the x-axis. You see this point P on the x-axis. So this point P, because it says hence or otherwise, right? So meaning to say that this point P is on the x-axis and it's also on the line of perpendicular bisector. So your point P is, okay, just a draft only, okay, just assume that it's here, P. What I mean by assume is that any point on this line, okay, not on this line AB, because they say point P on the x-axis, if P is equidistant from A and B, must be equidistant from A and B. So equidistant from A and B meaning that is equal distance, okay, it's equal in distance A and B. So if P is here, means that this A and here is the same distance, okay. So, or if you put your P here also can lah, because it's just a draft, because you don't know what is the coordinate P yet. Okay, just let's say it's here, and because it says x-axis, it means that y is equal to 0, so it's basically x comma 0. Okay, so after you find this equation, you sub in your y equals to 0. After finding this, you sub y equals to 0 to find out what is your x. And therefore, you can find your coordinate of your P. Alright, so you have 2 answers here. One is your y equals mx plus c, and your second answer is your coordinate of P. Okay? Okay, so now I want you to look at question 3. Question 3, I'm going to teach you how to do. Okay? So, here we have 2 points. 2 points have coordinates of A and B. Okay, same thing. I will just plot. Okay, and then find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. So I'm gonna find the perpendicular bisector. This is not perpendicular bisector. Wait, perpendicular bisector is like that. Okay. So potong into half. This is the one that I'm gonna find. Y equals to mx plus c. Okay, or otherwise find the coordinates of the points on the axis which are equidistant from A and B. Okay, this one is quite similar to question number 2. That's why I'm gonna teach you how to do question 3. If I teach you this question 3, I believe your question 2 also can do. Okay, so question 3 here. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. I'm gonna find the perpendicular bisector first. So my step 1 is to find midpoint. The midpoint is this one. Okay, so MPAB. I'm gonna find midpoint of AB. So midpoint AB, step 1, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. And here I get 4, 2. Okay, so after I find my midpoint of AB, second step is to find my gradient. Okay, I find my gradient of AB first. Okay, then only I can find my gradient of my perpendicular. Okay, because I need to find equation, right? I need the gradient of perpendicular. So I find my gradient of AB. So y2 minus y1, 6 minus negative 2, 6 plus 2. Then 3 minus 5, I get 8 over negative 2, so I get negative 4. And my gradient of my perpendicular will be negative reciprocal, so 1 over 4. Okay, and then I find my y equals to mx plus c. Okay, remember to find the correct gradient. You must use this gradient and this. If you use negative 4 punya gradient, wrong already lor, because you are finding the line of this. Okay, so I use 4, 2, I sub in. So 2 minus 1, because this way I get 1. So C is 1. So therefore, my equation is y equals to 1 over 4x plus 1. Okay, but this is not the final answer yet, because they say by finding the equation of the perpendicular bisector, by finding only but they want you to find the coordinates of the points on the axis. Okay, so points on axis meaning they want you to find the point that passing through x-axis and y-axis, points on axis. So you're gonna find these 2 points, okay? So these 2 points, let's say it means that it passing through, maybe here is your let's say is your x comma 0, and your y comma your 0 comma y maybe is here. Okay, so these 2 points is on the axis. Okay, so if you need to find the points on the axis, meaning to say that you need to find when y equals to 0. Okay, so when y equals to 0, 1 over 4 x plus 1 equals to 0. So your x is negative 4. Okay, so your coordinate is negative 4, comma 0. And this one is your y-intercept, right? Y-intercept is basically this one lah, 0, 1. No need to see. Or if you really want to sub in, you can sub in when x equals to 0. You will get the same thing also, by the way. Okay, you see, it's 1. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay, this one, the one that messy, so I put it down. Okay, right, so let's go to the last part of the question for today. So 2 points have coordinates A and B. Okay, it's a draft only, so I rough it out. Point B, point A. And then perpendicular, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector, the one that potong into half. Okay, potong into half like that. Okay, so they're asking you to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector, which is this line. So first step, you need to find midpoint. Midpoint of AB. Midpoint of AB is over here. Okay, midpoint of AB. So midpoint of AB, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. You can try to do by your own first. You can pause the video and try to do by your own if you still remember how to find perpendicular bisector. Okay, so this one is negative 1, 1. Midpoint of AB done. Step 1. Step 2 is to find gradient. So your M1 or your gradient AB here, so that you can find your gradient of the perpendicular. Okay. Alright, so MAB, gradient of AB, is equals to 5 minus negative 3, so 5 plus 3, negative 3 minus 1, so it's 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. So my gradient of my perpendicular bisector is negative reciprocal. Change sign, flip. Okay, so I'm gonna use this and this, okay, to find my y equals to mx plus c. So y equals to mx plus c. I sub in my negative 1, 1. 1 plus half equals to c. c is 3 over 2. Okay, therefore my equation of my line is y equals to 1 over 2x plus 3 over 2. Okay, so this is my first answer. You must highlight this answer for me. Okay, because that is the first question that they asked you to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Okay, and then what they ask you to find here is find the coordinates of the point P on the line of y equals to x minus 2. Wow, a new equation here. Okay, the point P, okay, we read parts by parts. Find the coordinate. Okay, we are finding coordinate of what? Of point P. Okay, this is the first part. Find coordinate of point P. And this point P is where? On the line, okay, y equals to x minus 2. Okay, if, okay, part 3, is equidistant from A and B. Okay, P is equidistant from A and B, meaning that it's on the line, on this perpendicular bisector line. Okay, because any point on this perpendicular bisector, it will be equidistant from A and B. Okay, so it must be on this line, and then must be passing through y equals to x minus 2 also. Okay, so calculate also the length of AP. Okay, now we need to find our P. Okay, So let's say this line, right? Okay, we have another new line here. So let's say like that lah. Okay, because it's a positive, y equals to x minus 2. So this line here is your y equals to x minus 2 line. And these two lines passing through P. So this is your coordinate of P. Okay, that is what it meant for P is equidistant from A and B, and also passing through the y equals to x minus 2. Okay, then calculate the length of AP. So before you find the length of AP parking first, we're gonna find it later. We have to find the coordinate of P first. After find coordinate of P, then only we can find length of AP. Okay, so to find coordinate of P, now, we are finding coordinate of P. We need to simultaneous, because this is point of intersection. Simultaneous, which one? Okay, which one? Which line? Touching this line and also this line. So this line is the perpendicular bisector, which we already found it earlier on. This is your equation 1. And your equation 2 is your y equals to x minus 2. Okay, so we equal them. You must use the correct equation. If you are using the wrong equation, you're gonna find a different point. Okay, right, so we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna times 2 for everything. Okay, so 2x minus x equals to 3 plus 4. So x equals to 7. And my y, I sub in into either one of the equation. I sub in x minus 2. So 5. So my coordinate of P is 7, 5. Okay, so this is my coordinate of P. Okay, this is also my answer. So please highlight this one as well, P. Find the coordinate of P. And then the last question, calculate the length of AP. So length of AP, we're going to use the formula of the distance AP. Square root of your A already have. So they are asking you to find the length of this AB, this line. Okay, we have coordinate of A, 1, negative 3, and 7, 5. We're going to use that to find our coordinate. Okay, so x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus become plus square equals to square root of 100, which is 10 units. Okay, that's all for today. Right, okay, so you're gonna what you're gonna do is in lesson 8, you must have please show your notes. Okay, please include your notes. Exercise 7.7, question number 1, A, B, C, D, E, and question number 2, 3, and 4. Okay, please take note that E and 3 and 4 I already teach you. Okay, so all this you're gonna do it by yourself. Okay, so that's all for me. Bye.